The Duplex Drive Sherman Tank of World War II fame has a poor reputation. Is this opinion justified? Many people believe the DDs, the nickname given to these tanks, performed poorly on D-Day as many sank into the seas off the coast of Normandy before they could support the infantry on the various beaches. This bad reputation is not entirely accurate. Yes, the DD's performance on Omaha Beach was poor, but just because this happened there doesn't mean that was the case on all D-Day beaches. On Juno Beach, the DDs that supported the landings on Mike Green and Red and Nan Green sectors were quite successful. This story is little shared when discussing the Duplex Drive tanks. The experiences at Omaha seem to be the only story that people know about these swimming tanks. The DDs of the 1st Hussars, a Canadian armored unit that supported the landings on Juno Beach on D-Day, were launched from the proper distance from shore, unlike those at Omaha, which were launched too far out. The DDs off Juno also faced heavy seas, and some did sink due to high waves, but the majority that were launched made it ashore. A squadron of the 1st Hussars launched 10 DDs, and 7 made it ashore. Of the 3 that didn't make it, only 1 was sunk due to heavy seas. This squadron couldn't launch its full complement of DD tanks out at sea, as one of the landing craft doors became jammed, and these tanks were put ashore until later when the jam was cleared. B Squadron launched all 19 of their DDs, and 14 made it ashore. Because of this success, they were able to help neutralize the German defenders on the beach and help the advance push inland. What did the troops who actually used the DDs think about them? The troops of the 1st Hussars had an overall positive opinion of them. Major W.D. Brooks, the commander of A Squadron, which landed at Mike Red and Green, recalled the difference these tanks made on the beaches. A very noticeable event was that very shortly after the tanks deflated back of the underwater obstacles and commenced firing on the beach fortifications, the enemy manning these casemates surrendered. It has since been learned from some of these prisoners that the presence of tanks at this stage of the attack came as a complete surprise and were the main factor in their decision to surrender instead of fighting. Major J.S. Duncan, commander of B Squadron, reported, "I feel DDs are practical and of value in an assault." Now these are the opinions of those in the armor unit. What did the infantry, who the DD supported, think? Lieutenant Colonel John Meldrum, commander of the Royal Winnipeg Rifles on D-Day, which was an infantry battalion, recalled, "In the assault on the beach defenses of Mike's sector, A Squadron, commanded by Major Dudley Brooks, literally made possible the overwhelming of the defenses. As they were used properly, the DD tanks that landed and supported the Winnipegs made a big difference in helping to neutralize the enemy defenses, allowing the battalion to move inland and continue with the advance." Another focus that people have when it comes to the DDs is that they were very unsafe. The crews who used them on Juno had a very different opinion. Brooks also included in his report that all ranks have shown the greatest enthusiasm for this type of work, and it is to be hoped that those trained personnel left in the unit are considered for a similar role in the future, if higher authority deems it advantageous to use DDs again. While such claims could be chalked up to youthful enthusiasm during the war, it does show that those who used them did not think that the DDs were something that should never be used again. When launched from the right distance and used properly, the Duplex Drive Sherman Tank was an effective weapon system. Now check out this video that shows how the Duplex Drive Sherman Tank was able to swim in the water.